Good evening, everybody. I hope you all are doing well. And this particular live streaming, we are going to continue our last work where we left, which was a contemporary special. So, this is what we did at our last episode. You can see that this is the last episode and we have put the texture, and also we have given our basic shade, that is a lime yellow. So with this lime yellow, we have to think what else we can put it in today's episode. You can see my poster there. I have used a different shade. So that was a combination. So in the same technique, we have used the lime yellow this time. So I'm going to use, gray shade because that will go with the lime yellow. So I'm going to use gray shade, and I have also kept, silver also. I'll give the final, touch up with the silver also, some highlighting portion, because that is also gray shade only. So that will go, with this same style. And I have also kept Pathello blue with me because with gray shade, especially with the lime yellow, even slightly bluish shade also work. So these I kept it, additional shade like silver and Pathello blue, and we'll see that, where to use it. Other than that, what we are going to use it, I already told you, gray shade today. So we are going to use the gray, and we will also use the burnt sienna because that is also to highlight certain shade. If you not burnt sienna, sorry, raw sienna. So raw sienna is slightly darker, which is near to, darkest brown. So that part also we are going to use it. So let's see, let's continue our today's, live streaming. So we'll continue over this painting for 30 minutes, and we'll see if we can complete that today. So let's start with the gray shade first. So I don't have as such, gray shade with me. So what I'm going to do, I'll create it. So I'm using a white, titanium white, and black with this. And I'll take more white actually, so that I have a lighter, lighter gray. And I'm going to use the palette knife to blend this, mix it. You just see this. And ideally it should be very light gray, not this much dark. So what we'll do, anyway I have to use one darker shade also, I'll use it. And the remaining part I'm just going to take some more white here. And I'm just going to blend it. Now I have that in my palette. That is a lighter gray. And I will take that in my palette. And I'll start with the, here we put a, spatially the texture part. And below that, we'll put the stroke in the vertical way like this. I'm using the palette and I'm going to use that. Okay, in this way. You can use some white also in between because we want a lighter shade, especially in the middle portion. A lighter shade of the gray. Okay, this. So we are just, giving it vertically. Now we can use a brush also you know, ensure you're taking lighter shade of the gray and just give a vertical, stroke. So this is a second layer of your this painting. And with this we are covering it. See, we are not exactly covering our base shade, which is lime yellow. We are giving a second layer. And we are just, covering it with the gray. Yeah, that's all. Now just do it horizontally also, so that those strokes comes, vertical and horizontal. So I'm going to take some more white here. And I will just blend it to make it lighter gray and horizontally. Okay, this is horizontal. Now use the brush and just give some strokes horizontally also. Like this. And if required, you can just cover certain lime yellow part, because we don't want that to be visible everywhere, but yeah, some portion, that background should be slightly lime should give it. Now with this, I think this looks fine. So we'll let it dry, this portion. Now this is a texture part. So in texture, I'm going to put the brush inside the water, okay, like this. And I have a foam with me, so in this texture part I'm going to use the foam. So in the foam, what I'm going to do, I'll take a slightly darker shade of the gray, in the foam, and I will just tap it here, and especially in the corner section. You can see that. Okay. Let me use this palette also once. I'll see which one is coming better. Both are fine. You can use both. So what we'll do, basically, we are trying to bring out that background more in the texture area, so that texture part is visible. Especially you can see here. So I'm not creating too much around that, especially pattern part, but I want texture to be highlighted If I'll paint here more, that that effect will not come. So I'm just dragging my palette here, especially in the textured area. And do not worry about too much now, because we have two more layer after this. So just ensure palette which you are using, you're not going in too much depth with respect to the texture. It's just bringing out pattern as per the texture only, whatever you put in. So this much we are going to do it here. So it's basically a contemporary. Okay, we will not overdo here. Just use the dark and that's all. It will come automatically. Okay. Now let's take the foam and the darker shade of it only, gray, and this area where these two layers are blending, I'm going to just put a darker shade of the gray only. Okay, let's take that and okay, just use gray, slightly darker. Okay, and blend it. We are not blending exactly, we are mostly tapping only, and just tap these two layers. Okay, if required you can slightly give here also, because that will also look good, but it's not compulsory. Even if it is a bright lime, no, it will look good. Now this portion, see, we did this, just blend it slightly here. These corner we have to bring out the darker shade of gray only. See, initially I thought I'll use burnt umber or burnt sienna, but that is fine. Gray is also coming fine. So let's keep it simple. Just use the gray only. So there's a change in plan. So this is looking fine. That's all. Yeah, it's looking good. Now corners also. Once again. Okay. Okay, this is fine. Okay. Now just leave this portion and we'll continue in the first half of the painting. And same way we are going to do it here with the lighter shade. Let's take some more white here. Just blend it, lighter shade of the white. Some more lighter, you can use it. That's it. And same way, vertically, I'm going to use it with the palette knife. Okay. And we can give, same way we can use it here also using brush. Okay. I'm just covering. Okay, so